We couldn't find another black director who'd been given the opportunity to start their own comedy show in the history of British television.
Yahtzee.
I thought you were dead.
I'm making a comeback.
And that better luck man didn't come back for Ja Rule.
Maxxx is a former disgraced boy band member who's in the process of reinventing himself for a comeback. And I want to know how you're able to connect with someone who is so, shall we say, out of touch?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think to some extent, like if you're playing Macbeth, you have to connect to that part of you which has a desperate murderous ambition, or that part of you which is swayed completely by your romantic partner. Very much for me, it was just connecting to those elements of myself. And very often it was elements I despised in myself that needed recognition for something.
Sorry, just 1 minute. I get we're all hurting, okay? And I just want to say why the spirit catch me. If you don't know me, I'm Maxxx. Probably have a single coming out later this year.
Where did the idea for Maxxx come from?
Part of it was kind of looking around the world and seeing this strange obsession with celebrity. It's like that's where value is. Value is in how many followers you have. It's like they believe that their self-worth is tied up with this. And it was something which I guess I noticed in the world and something which I hated within myself. And I kind of wanted to write about that and explore that.
You're what, you're 40?
My playing age is 25 to 35.
You're a writer, creator, co-director, and the lead character in Maxxx. What's it like wearing all those hats?
All the power. All the power. No, I'm joking.
We the Maxxx out here, you know what I'm saying? Keep it Maxxy.
You feel very connected to the entirety of the process. But also what it means is I get to really work with so many more talented people than I am. And my favorite part of making television is the collaborative part of it. So I get to do lots of that.
I've read for you having an inclusive set behind the cameras was something that was very, very important. Can you tell me a little bit why and kind of the steps you took to make it as inclusive as your vision?
It's so funny because really our ambition was to try and remove the boundaries which stop these amazing artists from gaining access. And when you do that, amazing artists gain access. And look, it did take effort because the way the system is set up, unconsciously sometimes, is to kind of eliminate access to certain people. There's a value in diversity which brings out new ways of looking at things, new ways of solving problems. And we definitely benefited from that at Maxxx.
Throughout the entertainment industry as a whole, there is this reckoning right now. And I want to know from your own perspective and your own career, your experiences with those barriers to entry.
One thing I'm kind of conscious about with my own experience is that I have a very atypical experience. So on one hand, I'm so grateful for the opportunities I've had. But on the other hand, I marvel. We were looking for directors, co-directors, and we ended up with a great guy, Nick Collette. But we were also looking for black directors. We wanted to interview black directors, and we couldn't find another black director who'd been given the opportunity to start their own comedy show in the history of British television. Now, this person might be there. Maybe someone on the internet will be able to email me and be like, no, there's da-da-da-da from 1988. I would love to know them. But the point is that it was so hard to find them. And so my experience isn't typical of everybody's experience.
The conversation around, is Black a culture? Is it a color? What really is it? That's really, really present in the first few episodes. And I wonder if that theme is directly influenced from your past.
I've always been fascinated by my own personal experience. Obviously, there's so much prejudice that goes on because of people's idea of other people's race. And it's kind of, we've got to a point where, to not see race, it is problematic because there are now social ills which are highly correlated with having certain skin tones or being identified in a certain way. So I guess all of these issues are interesting to me. I don't really have many answers to them. I have as many questions as anything, and that's why I tried to pose in the episode.
There is also this theme of toxic masculinity that is so explored in this series. And I was so intrigued to find out you were writing this while also filming Handmaid's Tale. And I was wondering if any of your experiences on Handmaid's Tale also informed that exploration of toxic masculinity within Maxxx.
Absolutely, and not just that. My experience of being a man in a world where a culture is shifting, and we're all kind of quite rightly being forced to go, hey, reconsider this, reconsider yourself, reconsider your past, reconsider everything.
I am not lonely. I am doing great, and I've got these dust allergies, which is really annoying.
I think a lot of men have kind of found themselves struggling to keep up in a similar way to a lot of white people, I think, are struggling to keep up with the Black Lives Matter movement, and trying to understand things from a perspective which they hadn't had to before. And these movements have kind of forced people to have to see things from a different perspective.
On a personal note, I was so touched by, there's kind of this queer love story that's blossoming, and I thought it was just handled so well.
Oh, thank you.
So articulately.
To be honest, it's maybe my favorite part of the show in so many ways. I think we're beyond making so much of a deal of the non-heterosexualness of it all, and just talking about two people who fall in love, two teenagers who fall in love. We just wouldn't want to sit down and have the gay conversation. That's an important conversation to have. But we also just want to see these two people fall in love. I'm so glad you picked it out, because it's one of my favorite bits. I love their love stories. I love those two actors, Sonny Charlton and Alan Assad.
And I think that's so what sets this show apart from so many other things that are on TV right now. All of the themes that we've discussed, nothing's explicitly stated. No one's talking about, well, these are my experiences from being XYZ. Right. They're just existing, and it feels so real.
I really appreciate that. I mean, along the journey of me writing it, to be honest, at some point I lost faith. I was like, I don't know if I want to make this anymore. I don't know if I can do this anymore. It was just like a lot for my little brain. And so then I kind of had to sit down and think, like, why do I need to do this? More than just a comedy, there were kind of political and philosophical, bits that I wanted to throw in there. And so it means the world to me that you picked them out, because that's why I did it, if anything.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this episode of I Have a Question. Talking to people is like literally one of the best parts of my job, and I'm so glad I get to share it with you. And also thanks for sticking around to hear me babble at the end of every video. If you want to see more, be sure to click over here, and also like and subscribe down below. Do it.